And we are live, guys. What's going on, Bobby? How you doing tonight, man?
Hey Chris, I'm not Clive, but I'll take it. How you doing, man?
We got Bruce here. Not bad, not bad, man. We got Bruce here. We got Three Hands Media, Tennessee Mike. Appreciate you guys for coming on, guys. What's everybody wearing tonight? What are you wearing tonight, Bobby?
Well, I am wearing a watch that I just got in the other day, the green Yachtmeister lookalike, or
Nice.
I don't know. I don't even know what you call it, but I mean it's the Islander ISL 44.
Hmm.
As you know, and you'll be getting soon. From Kevin, the blue one, right? This one was
Cool,
the green
cool.
one.
I'm definitely interested to check that out. See, you picked up the green one too, huh?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, this will probably be a catch and release, more for the channel.
Yeah.
Um, but it's fun. I mean, the blue one I was thinking of selling, but I don't know.
Might want to
I don't
keep it,
know, man.
huh?
I might want to
I
keep it,
hear you.
and Mark did a video the other day, and he was wearing it, and he decided on his to put the red seconds hand on it. And to make it even more like his Yachtmaster's Rolex one, and that looked good, man. That added
What's
pop of
going
the
on,
red
Jorge?
second hand, um, I think would make it good. Like if this had like a yellow second hand, I think that'd be awesome.
Uh huh.
Anyway, what about you, Chris? What are you
And
wearing?
then I'm wearing my Zen, the
Nice.
104. Been wearing that all day. I figured wearing green. The strap went with what I was wearing, so I figured I'd put that on. Haven't worn that for a little bit. Um, Three Hands Media said that's Ivan there. I was gonna say I didn't recognize the name there for Ivan from Watch Me Unboxing,
Right. Oh, right, right.
and then Bruce said he's wearing his Man on the Moon. Nice watch,
Nice,
Bruce.
Bruce. Nice.
Bruce got a killer collection. But yeah, tonight's topic is basically I've done this topic before, but kind of buy what you love, love what you buy.
Yeah.
And I forget who it was that I watched a video on the other day. They kind of brought that up. I think it might have been Bruce Williams might have mentioned something about it, or Rob, one or the other. I can't remember who.
Hmm.
I watched so many different videos, but it's basically just buy what you want to buy and don't buy kind of what everybody on YouTube or whatever else tells you to buy. Like everybody tells you to buy a Rolex and everything like that. And of course, as you know, I just did that video on the Rolex, like where I'll probably end up getting a Rolex at some point in the journey. But I've been kind of pining for the Blanc Pawn again. That's been like
Yeah.
a long time grail of mine, and it's not one you see all the time, and
Right.
it's just something a little bit different from Rolex. And I feel like a lot of YouTubers just push Rolex, which is I have nothing against Rolex or anything like that. Don't get me wrong. It's just I feel like that's what everybody pushes just because that's what everybody tells you to buy,
Right.
in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, I could see how people fall into that, especially new collectors when they start watching videos and going down that rabbit hole, picking up SKXs and SARB 033s, you know what I mean? They present such a great value, and they're touted on a lot of channels that you kind of fall into that. I fell into that, right? I mean, like, when I got
Mm-hmm.
back into watch collecting, I bought an SKX, I bought a SARB, so I guess those are kind of like the growing pains in collecting, because it took me a while to find what I love. You know what I mean? So,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm sure you probably had that same experience too.
Oh yeah, I'm working on that video I was telling you about. I'm probably gonna tomorrow. I might work on that a little bit after we get off here about lifetime state of the collection, like all the watches that I
Yep.
bought over the lifetime of 36 year span from like high school to now and everything. And I'm up to 70, 71 watches now that I can remember. So this a definite rabbit hole, and a lot of cheap
Yeah.
watches, and some expensive watches in between. And Ivan just said he had a S&B Wraith that he bought for 89 bucks from Zubox, and he loves it to death. And that's the thing too. If price it doesn't matter either. Like if you love I'm probably going to be getting in one of the new the SRP watches. I was talking about Bruce. He may be sending his in the gray one he just
Yeah.
got,
Yeah.
and that looks like a great watch for like 300 bucks. And if it,
Right.
price, I don't think matters. Like I love watches from $300 all the way to, if I could afford it, $300,000. Of
Right.
course,
Right.
I work for low, so I unfortunately don't have that kind of budget.
Yeah, no,
So,
I hear you. I feel like, and this is a great topic that you bring up tonight, because I feel like there's points in my collecting where I do, buy what I love and love what I buy, but then
mm,
I get off that path, and I think of it. A lot of it has to do with the fact that I have a YouTube channel that does watch reviews. Like, there's part of me that I have my
mm,
collection, but then I have to sort of bring in watches, and yes, I'm part of some tours and I get watches linked in, but sometimes I feel like I have to buy a watch to review it, like these Islanders. Like I want to get them in.
yeah,
They're hot releases, and I'm curious to get them in as soon as possible. And
mm,
I'm sure a lot of people want to make that decision about buying one, and so they need to see reviews quickly.
yeah.
Um, and so that's where I kind of
That's
like,
kind of how I've been a little bit too.
yeah, yeah.
Buying
So that's
watches, just kind of review, a quick flip.
so like I almost have to have like two kinds of mindsets when I'm dealing with. I have to see these watches that are coming in for reviews as totally separate, not part of my core collection, and keep it separate
Mm,
mentally. And I've been struggling with that, especially a lot lately. Um, but I want to get to a point where I'm back at, loving what I buy and buy what I love. Um, I'm still kind of trying to figure it out.
what's going on, James? Thanks for coming on. But
James,
yeah,
what's up, man?
that's another thing too. Like the Breitling, you remember? I don't know if you remember older videos. I had the Super Ocean
Hmm.
Heritage too.
Yeah,
And I ended
I
up
remember.
selling that because I felt like it was a blue dial, and it ended up competing with my Omega, which I love. That's probably my favorite watch. And I may end up picking up, because you can actually pick those up secondhand now fairly cheaply. I've seen. I may end up picking up like a black dial 42 millimeter at some
Oh,
point, so
yeah.
it won't compete with the blue dial Omega as much for wear
No,
time.
absolutely.
Yeah. That's one that you definitely have to pick up secondhand, or you either like a really decent buy brand new with a discount, because those things kind of tank secondary market. But a lot of people like to hate on Breitling.
Yeah.
So that's another one of those ones where you love what you buy what you love. Like I said, I love the watch. It's just I miss it. And like I said, it's probably be a rebuy. It probably will be an eventual keeper. And that's one thing I've learned with having like all the different watches. I've actually kind of learned what I really like. Like I have 3 or 4 watches now. I don't know if you're the same way. Where I wear this M104, the G Shock that I sent you, the all metal,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
the Omega are my main 3. Like I could get rid of everything else and probably actually be happy with all 3 of those.
So you're good with like rebuys. I know Tennessee Mike is on the feed, and he has I believe he has a rule, no rebuys.
Mm.
So I would I would wonder what he thinks about, like, buying what you love and love what you buy. But if you sell one of those that you think you love and then realize, or you didn't love and then you realize at the end that you did love it and you already let go of it,
Mhm.
would you buy that back? And I think, for me personally, I bought maybe a couple watches back that I had, and because, like, what's that phrase? Absence makes the love makes the heart grow fonder, or whatever.
Mhm.
And so sometimes I've like go watches and then realize, oh man, I really do love that watch, and I should have kept it. So I got no fundamental problem with rebuys if it's for that reason.
I mean, I rebought my Squally. That was my original
Oh yeah,
first Swiss
yeah.
watch. You really are Swiss. I mean, you know how they say, but
Hmm.
it's still a great watch. You know the watch. Speaking of which, I don't know. Would you want to check that one out sometime? Have you checked out the Squally yet?
I've Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I've had Squallies. I don't think I've had you had
The one.
an orange. Did you have an orange dial Squally that you sent me?
Yeah, that's right. I did send you that one, didn't I? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
this was the polished blue dial. This was
Yeah,
the more the orange one was a little more rare. I kind of miss that one, but I kind of don't. I don't know. I had
yeah,
stupidly sold the blue one at first because everybody kind of down it because what it's associated with. I'm not going to get into that, but you know that. So everybody
Yeah.
kind of, and then I kind of let that get into my psyche, and I'm like, maybe I just need to sell it. And that's another thing too. Just like don't let people talk you out of a watch, even if you do love it. Like it doesn't really matter,
Right.
or what is involved with it.
Yeah. You
And
know,
then Mike said his problem is he likes too many.
yeah, yeah. I know that's I like too many watches too, man. But you know what? Here, that's a good segue to what I was about to ask you, and it's kind of a little bit off topic. I don't know if you want to switch
Mm-hmm.
gears or whatnot, but I'm finding it. I love too many watches, but I'm finding it that I can't keep more than 6 to 8 in my collection right now. Like I get anxious when I have more than 8 watches, and I think it's because
Yeah.
the guilt of not wearing them all at the same. You know what I mean? Like when I have something, when I have more than 8, it's just hard for me to rotate through the watches.
Mm-hmm.
And so like I'm finding it like like 6 is like a sweet spot for me. But the problem is I love too many watches, right? So like
Mm-hmm.
do I do do I go one in, one out kind of strategy? But the problem is I already love all
Yeah.
the watches that I have now, like the Core 6
Mm-hmm.
watches that I feel, even though I have a little bit more. So I don't want to get part with any of them, but I want to bring more in,
Yeah.
but then I get anxious. So it's quite the
I've
pickle
tried
that I'm in.
consolidating. As you know, I
Yeah,
try and consolidate, but it seems like I'll sell one and I'll end up buying two more, whether it's G Shocks or whatever else.
right.
I mean, like I'll get rid of one and I'll buy two.
Yeah.
Jorge
Well, I
said
mean,
he's curious to try glycine. That's a great
yeah,
brand. That Goldeneye is a lot of watch for the money. Well, any of the combat subs are a lot of watch for the money at a movement under what $400 on drop a lot. I think.
yeah, yeah. Kevin over at Wrong Time Watch just sent me his. I got to check it out. I have it. The combat sub.
Mm,
I know nothing. They look cool. I'm really. I mean, I know of glycine. I've never. This is the first time I've had a glycine onto my channel. So I really don't know much about them, and I want to do a little research. But of course,
mm.
very legendary brand.
Yeah, they got a lot of brand history. There's
Yeah,
a lot of military, like the Airman, and
yeah,
that's one watch I want to check out at some point is the Glycine Airman. I've
yeah,
honestly thought about buying an Airman at some point to add to the collection. But yeah, Bruce said Glycine makes a great watch. He's owned three, and they were all fantastic. And like I
yeah,
said, definitely a lot of watch for the money. You can't beat that Swiss. And even with the Invicta buyout, I'm not down them because Invicta bought them out. But I feel like Invicta's actually turning a new leaf. Like Invicta's actually bringing out some decent looking watches this last year. So
yeah.
I feel like they got some actual watch enthusiasts running the brand. I mean, yeah,
Well, I
they
mean,
got
like,
still got the big gaudy ones.
yeah, yeah. But I mean, like, I think they can probably cast a wide net, right? They could still put out those,
Mm,
questionably, um, you know, uh, stylist watches and then but
yeah.
still go for your more target the enthusiast a little bit more and maybe get like something more normal
Mm.
looking. I don't know what
Because they
this.
had what is it, the 1953, I think it was, that
Yeah,
sold.
right.
Like you can't
I
hardly
think it was
find those anywhere. I was wanting to
yeah,
pick one up for review, but you can't hardly find one anywhere.
yeah, yeah.
And then they had the new what was it, that chronograph, the doctor's chronograph that they
Oh yeah, yeah,
released
yeah,
not
yeah,
too
yeah,
long
yeah.
ago. That wasn't that. It had like the kind of pulse reader or whatever on it.
Yep, yep, yep. That wasn't that bad looking of
That
a
one
watch,
was
actually.
fairly interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah, like I said, they're kind of going towards more traditional watchmaking than it used to.
yeah,
But Bruce said Swiss made since 1940. Airman is an awesome watch. Yeah, a lot of
yeah,
pilots actually like the Airman, I believe in it. So,
yeah.
but
Is that the GMT? Do they have an Airman GMT? Is that the one I'm thinking of? That has
yeah,
like the 24.
the one I would
Uh,
get, yeah. And they had like a bunch of different colors. They had like a wild, like orange, like red dial. And then the one I
yeah.
would probably get would probably be a cream dial, like the white dial. I like that one. More
Speaking
of a
of speaking of
classic look. The only thing is they're a little bigger, I think.
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Speaking of a brand that kind of has like a little like a little history, and that I've been dying to try out. Zodiac. I know they came out with a different color variation for a GMT
Mm-hmm.
that quickly sold out, like a creamsicle, like an orange creamsicle looking one. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but that has a lot
It
of
was
brand
almost like
history,
the
right?
Gulf library colors, wasn't it? Like the orange
Something,
and blue kind of.
yeah. Some orange or yeah, whatever it was. It was a combination of orange and something else. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, like, I was gonna pick it up, and then I'm like, I already have a couple of GMTs in my collection. I don't, and I didn't want to spend that kind of money on a watch that I was just gonna, you know, catch and release and do a video. Like, if that kind of money, I wanted it to be in the collection, so I really wanted to love it, right? Um, but
Yeah.
that's an interesting brand, man. If anybody has one of those and doesn't mind lending it in, I would love to
I
review
had
them.
the one the divers in a while back. I don't know if you saw that
Seawolf or
in my
something? No,
archives or not. Yeah, he was
no, I'm not
from
sure
my
if I did.
buddy. Yeah, my buddy Bryce up in North Carolina sent me his Seawolf in, and they're actually pretty nice watches, especially for the money. With a
Yeah,
lot of history too. They're owned by Fossil Group. Actually bought them out, didn't they?
I'm not sure. Did they? Yeah, I'm not. I don't know. Um, if you
I
look
think it
like
was the Fossil.
their vintage watches, you can find all over the place, like on Chrono, and they looked awesome too, man. I mean, like I'm not really
Mm-hmm.
too into vintage, but I'd pick up a vintage Zodiac. They kind of look really cool.
Tennessee Mike said he's starting to think he's not a seller. See his collection at 30 watches. Some that I see that a lot of people like that. I know some people that's got like 50, 60 or more, and they're just fine with it. I don't know if I could have quite that many.
I mean, I want to be one of those guys, man. I want to have 30, 40, 50 watches in my collection. I absolutely do. And it could be of like, like 20 of them could be G-Shocks and I'd be totally fine with that. But once I get past like eight, I'm like, I get like, ugh, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what it is. I may have to
Yeah.
talk to somebody about this. Maybe I'll have to like, email Jeff McMahon. Maybe he's the wrong guy. Actually,
Hmm.
I shouldn't email him because he'll probably talk me into selling all my
Yeah,
watches.
he's like the watch psychologist.
Yeah.
Good channel, great
Oh,
channel.
very good. Yeah, I watch it.
But
I love
yeah,
it.
Bruce had a lot of. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm good.
I was just saying. Bruce was just saying a lot of U.S. pilots in Vietnam were the airman, the Glacier Airman,
Oh, cool. That makes it more
and then he
interesting.
said Fossil does own Zodiac,
Yeah.
and then me and Craig on Discord
Craig.
actually has a Zodiac.
Yeah,
You
maybe
might
I'll
be able
reach
to
out to
reach out to
Craig.
him, maybe ask him. And
Yeah.
the Zodiac, or yeah, I was gonna say, I'll talk to you after. I'll let you know. Probably another way you can probably get a hold of a Zodiac.
Okay.
So,
Cool.
like I said, they're definitely interesting watches to check out.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
but yeah, like I said, going back to the loving what you buy, buying what you
Hmm.
love. I just feel like a lot of people, and I'm kind of guilty of that too. Like a lot of YouTubers, like say, Rolex, Rolex, Rolex. It's like all they plug is Rolex. And I feel like there's so many other brands out there, even though you might lose money on other brands or whatever, which I get that a lot of people buy Rolex just because you don't lose money, but now they're so hard to get that it's almost impossible to get some.
Yeah.
You know what I
I think
mean?
yeah, I think a lot of these guys they plug Rolex because they're first of all they know they're going to get views, right? So they plug
Mm-hmm.
Rolex for that sake. But you know what? I mean, like Rolex is such a household name brand. I mean, like meaning in the sense that not that everybody has one in their house, but I mean
Yeah.
mean like everybody recognizes it's got brand recognition. So people can easily get into that trap where they want a Rolex and they'll maybe like me, and then I realize I can't really afford one. But I would love to have a Rolex in my collection for sure,
Oh, yeah.
like a Datejust. But I wouldn't consider that being influenced by other YouTubers or other people. I've always kind of wanted a
Yeah.
Rolex because I think that's, it is what it is. And if I get it and I don't like it, then I'll sell it. But
Yeah.
that's definitely a watch down the road where I will pick up one day.
Yeah.
I might have to sell some watches, but I'll pick it up.
It'll definitely be a pickup for me at some point. Like I said, along the lines, I might on the way to the ball pond, I might pick one up.
Yeah.
because I know they don't really lose money. I don't know which one I'll pick up. Probably it may end up being the Explorer, and I may end up falling for it.
Hmm. Yeah.
So you never know. That's the one I actually haven't tried on. I've tried on the Polar Explorer too, and I actually do really like that one. I tried that one on at the AD. They had a used one from 2018 or 2017, I think she said it was. And I tried on the sub with the date. Both of those actually fit really great. They do fit like a
Yeah.
glove.
Yeah.
I mean, but both were used at the AD, which I know they were legit being at the AD, but they didn't have a new. You know, I mean, she had pulled out the safe. So
Yeah.
then
Bruce, you're
Bruce
not
is
the first.
saying,
You're
take word
definitely
for
not.
this.
Yeah. You're definitely not the first person I've heard say that. People. There's a lot of people I know have said that these
Yeah,
watches. No other watch feels like a Rolex on your wrist. Um.
yeah,
So
that is definitely true. But yeah, like I was saying, that just going into buying what you love, loving what you buy. Topic. You got anything on your radar right now that you're looking at buying,
Man, I mean, like, uh, no, not, I
or say
mean,
you bought the Blue Bay?
yeah, I mean, I was thinking Zen Chrono. I think I'm just gonna hold
Mm-hmm.
off for a little while. I think I had to work out this whole thing I got going on with my personal collection and having more than a certain amount. And I gotta sell some watches first
Mm-hmm.
anyway. I have a couple. I'm trying to sell the Damasco, that Steinhardt regulator, and there's a
Mm-hmm.
couple other watches that I'm trying to sell. I just want to get those. That's been preoccupying my mind lately. So I just want to clear that out, and then I can think about again what I have on the radar, for my personal collection. So yeah, nothing exciting here yet. Just a lot of like thinking about what I need to do next in regards to collection wise. What about you?
Yeah. Nothing really crazy yet. Like I said, possibly this is on the other side of the trying to go the Grail watch, so it'll be other funds, but
Right.
possibly the Super Heritage too. Like I said, that might end up being a rebuy. That or the
Yeah.
U1. I really miss the U1 too. So the Zen. So I might either buy that one or that. They're close. Believe it or not, the SOH2 is not that much more than used, anyways. I'm talking. It's
Yeah.
not that much more than U1. So I may end up picking the Breitling up at some point. The 42 millimeter bite dial version. That mesh bracelet was an awesome bracelet too. The mesh that
Yeah,
came on
that
it.
looks awesome. Yeah, I've seen that
Breitling
on the
does
mesh.
great bracelets.
Yeah.
Yeah. Comfortable. And that one actually, not that I wear them for that, but that one actually, like whenever I did go out and wear it, people actually did notice that watch more so than any of the other watches. I think that's one of the things that actually kind of made me sell it because people kind of noticed it a little bit more than
Right, right.
like my Omega or my Zen or whatever. So
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's a beautiful looking watch, man. I
mm,
mean, I could see why people, notice it,
yeah,
and why you might get nervous about it, but or you
yeah,
just don't want something that people bring attention. I get that.
yeah.
I understand that.
But going on about almost 25 minutes now. You got anything else you want to add or?
No, nothing much, man. I mean, like, just plugging away, doing more reviews. I'm starting to do a couple of more live streams, like doing like the State of Collection live
Yeah,
stream, every other week,
nice.
So, you got any plans for the channel? Immediate plans?
Uh, Nothing really. Like I said, oh Neo, what's up, Neo? He's just now joining us. How's it going, buddy? But nothing really crazy. Like I said, I'm probably gonna work on that State of Collection
Yeah,
for the lifetime. Now it won't
yeah,
actually be watches or anything like that. I'll just be kind of talking about that. But I'm working
yeah,
on that. That's pretty much it. I really kind of out of reviews at the moment. Like I
yeah,
said, I'm waiting on the Swatch tour. Will be around sometime. The
yeah,
I'm on the Bauhaus tour. I'm in Swatch, and Neo's saying, what's the meaning of watch collecting?"
It's a great
But
question, man.
yeah. Other than that, that is why we collect. I guess we're just collectors. Ever since I've been a kid, I've been a collector, whether baseball cards or Hot Wheels or Micro Machines. Which, by the way, have you seen Micro Machines are coming back?
No,
I
I
don't know if
haven't
you
seen
do
it.
Micro Machines or not. Yeah.
You know what reminds me of that my son, we as a treat we let him watch a little TV, right, if he's good. And
Mm-hmm.
he likes YouTube, and he's into this one guy who collects Hot Wheels, right, and races them down a
Mm-hmm.
track and does like a tournament of 64 cars like every day.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got thousands of cars, and people he does live streams and people tell him which car to get and he knows where they are.
Mm-hmm.
And that's that when you said Micro Machines, I mean, I know that's not the same thing, but that's what it reminded me of. That's why I started laughing, because that's what he's into.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. Swiggy. I don't know if I want to say that last part of that name. Swiggy is Swiggy Gaming. So it said you guys, we were actually just talking about Breitling. I've had the SOH2, and I was actually thinking about rebuying that one. Great watch, great discount diver, I guess, as Archie calls him. Which I remember he had one there for a while.
Oh yeah, that's right. He
I
did,
don't know if
and
you
he
remember
sold it.
which
No,
one.
no, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he did. He did have it. He actually liked that watch. Um,
And then,
but
sorry, go ahead.
and,
I think
I
that's
really
one of the ones he actually missed.
the one of in regards to Breitling, like I've never owned a Breitling, but I've tried them on, and the crazy thing is I have like the 6 3/4 inch wrist, and so when I thought that if I would ever try on a Navitimer or if I would buy one, it would have to be like they had like a 41 millimeter or 42 millimeter model.
Mm-hmm.
But when I went to the AD, this was like at the end of last year, I found that the 44 or the 45 fit me really, really well.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Yeah,
um,
you do.
if I go Breitling, I'm going Navitimer. Why not? I go with an older Navitimer
This,
though, but not a new one. But
yeah, my SOH2 actually was 44, and it actually fit really good. I did try
yeah.
I think it was the 46 on it in the local AD here at the mall, and it actually fit pretty good. Another one I
Yeah.
actually like is the regular SOH. They actually have, that orange dial.
Mm-hmm.
I kind
Mm-hmm.
of really like that one too. James said he loves Micro Machines, and it says Neo says, I pulled over to tell you, you must listen. This will save your life. You should never, never, never use. uh, okay, yeah, I got you, Neo. But yeah, Bright. Like I said, actually, Breitling's not a bad brand, even though they do lose a lot of equity. When it's just like a car, pretty much almost 90% of watches you buy are gonna
Right.
lose equity, just like driving a car off a lot. Rolex, which I guess that's why a lot of people do buy Rolex, is because they don't lose value when you buy a brand new. But that's another thing about it. Buy what you love what you buy. Don't worry about the cost. Don't worry about if you're going to lose money. It's all part of the watch game. All, like I said, that 70 watches that I came up with, that list of my lifetime watches. I priced money on pretty much about all of them.
Yeah.
And it's
That's a
just
good
part of the
point they make,
journey.
though. That's a good part. That's a good point you make, Chris. I mean, like, that you can't. I mean, I don't look at watches as investments. So, um, but buy what you love and love what you buy for sure. You know.
Mm-hmm. It's all part of the experience. And like I said, I've got it getting kind of down to basically 3 watches I can be happy with, honestly, for the rest of my life now. But that was from the experience, either from reviews that I've gotten in, review pieces, or all the pieces that I've actually bought myself. So that's one way you got to just experience it. Like Rob says, you got to experience all the watches you can experience. Random Rob says that,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he's definitely right there. So
Absolutely.
but we're going on about half an hour, and now I was about ready to call it night. I'll see everybody later, man. Thanks for coming on, Bobby. Bruce, everybody, Neo, James, Jorge, everybody